What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Darkness Falls back here with another video. So yeah, man, you guys know, man, we're here. Of course, you see a girl here in the background. Dia is here, and yeah, man, Genshin live screen today did conclude some things that you probably liked or didn't like. So we want to go over the live screen just to go over everything. As you guys know, I do actively play Genshin Impact. I just do not do a lot of content on it because there's nothing to really do on it. Like I said, it's a character collector. They haven't tried to improve on a lot of things, and they're just doing the same pattern over and over. So let's go ahead and go over the brand new character we'll be getting here today. So yeah, it's going to be Dia. She's the new 5-star Pyro Claymore character we'll be getting in 3.5. And to some people, it's still too early to judge the character currently until the final release is happening for the characters. But for people who have seen certain things, whether it's CBT, which is closed beta test, or something else, something they ain't supposed to be looking at, they are judging based on numbers or something else. And me, I haven't seen any things like that. And I can't wait to at least test out the character. I always tell people when the character first come out, someone is going to know life it. Somebody's going to get the character C0, whatever it is, preformer, and show her on her best teams. That's going to be done by most major channels that cover Genshin, because they got to make content. If they don't make content on the character, it is what it is. So I haven't seen nobody not summon for any of the characters when they first came out, and nobody make content on them. It just don't happen. So somebody's going to summon. You do have the test for yourself to test out the character to see that you like the play style. So that's what this character is going. They did reveal how the character fights and what a part of the kit is for this character when it comes to the E skill and the elemental burst. They showed them in the trailer and they told you what they do. Now, some people don't really look at Dia pretty much as a healer replacement or a damage mitigator, but that's what she do, and that's what she is. So playing some teams with no healers, some people do that anyway with Zhang Li. So I don't see no difference in people who like to play shield all the time, having someone who mitigate damage, take the damage for other characters, and also able to heal herself. So I don't see the point. So of course she is able to also apply pyro, on the field, so people can use it like they show in the trailer. Ganyu was able to make use of that for that duration. So we don't know how long that's going to be out. But like I said, we will be able to see the final results once the character fully released. So you already know the character is not a selfish DPS character. The character is doing some type of supporting things with other characters. So a lot of people who wanted this character, who are so obsessed with big numbers and, ooh, she did 1 million damage or whatever it is, or DPS basically, I'm sorry, that's not what this character is. So secondly, they concluded that this character will be added to the standard banner. So a lot of people have taken that as some good and bad. Overall, I would say it's bad, not because the character is weak or anything. Some people think every character on standard is weak, and that's not the case. One of my most favorite characters is on standard, and it's Jean, and I bought her outfit, and I like her, and I can kill anything if I want with that character. Same thing if you want to build D-Loot right. Same thing if you want to build Mona right. Chi-Chi, she was a great, if not the best healer at the time when she came out. Then, other people on there, you want to say Kaching, and of course Tignari, who was also on there on his release. So when I compare this to standard, it's no different from what was going on with Tignari. Is that when he first came out, he was the first character to be using Dendro, besides the Dendro Traveler 5-star, so that you can kill a lot of people. Now I know some people did end up skipping him as well, but he didn't get a negative reception because again he was applying Dendro to people, and he also was doing some damage as well as a DPS. So if you want to call him a sub DPS, that's fine, or if you want to use him as your main DPS or build a full team around him alone, that's your move. But what Genshin does, you're able to make the teams you want. If you want to put all the supporting characters around one character, or have all the characters support each other, it depends on you. So Genshin can be played in so many different ways that it doesn't make any sense. There is no right way to play. But of course, when it comes to realistically things, what the characters offer are what they are. And that can't be disputed. This character has not been tested to the end, to the point where, you know, we haven't got her yet. So we're waiting for her to release. And then we'll, of course, have our final analysis on this character. But yes, her being in standard doesn't mean that she's weak. It just makes it hard to get constellations. So what's going to happen is that by her going to standard, if you don't pull enough constellations on her initial banner, it's going to be hard to get those constellations. So like myself, I normally don't see nothing on all my characters on all my 5 stars. I normally get C0. I'm content with that, and I leave it alone. So what's going to happen for me, if I summon a standard banner, I may get a constellation or so, but it's going to be hard because still got Mona, Chi-Chi, D-Luke, all them still in there. So it's going to be hard to get constellations. That's the first thing. Secondly, for people who don't want Dia, if they wanted other characters in that pool, it's going to be harder to get those characters now that she's in the pool. Now, the other thing I see a lot of people not mentioning, they always mention the characters in standard, but forget to understand sometimes you might not even get a character. You may get a weapon. And it could be a weapon that you don't need or can't use, or you can't use any weapons for standard. Like my main account, I don't need any weapons from standard. I'm only missing one of them, which I don't really need. But standard banner is just, you know, whatever. I want more constellations for my gene, but I never get them. So a lot of people who are AR60, or some people who have spent big money, who still don't have any kachings. There's some people that don't have any genes in the game. And, you know, it's just a, you know, matter of luck and, you know, you getting the character. So that's what it is. They're just making this character harder to obtain if you do not summon for her in the beginning. Like me, I skipped Tainari, then I finally got him, I think, in 3.3, if I'm not mistaken. And that's only because I had to summon. I was summoning on the Rider Shogun rerun, and that was with gems that I just had sitting there because I was just bored with the game. I said, I'm finna go for a C3 writing because I already had a C2. And I said, let me see what I can get. And I got an early 5-star, and I got my first Tainari, which I haven't even really built him because, again, I skipped him when I summoned for Nahida. And that was the main thing that people did, where they knew that he was going to be replaceable anyway, because Nahida was going to be better, which I told people anyway. So with Dia, she has a whole new unique play style that's not like any other character in Genshin. So I don't think she has that same treatment. There's no one that does what she does. Hers is new, and people may have to get used to it. So like I said, I will see once the character finally release how she plays, if you like that play style. Again, everybody can play whatever they want. If you want to run emblem riding, which is her main thing, that's fine. There are some people who build EM riding for Nahida. You can play EM riding you want to. Some people want to argue with people on how to build and play their characters. They just got to understand you build your character the way you want to build them. Now, those two builds work. You can't put HP builds on riding. It just don't work. The EM build works with Nahida, and of course, Emblem Severed Fates. That's her build. She can just do anything on any teams with that. So people got to understand that there are some say so in how the kits work, like if it scales off this or if it scales off that. But ultimately, Genshin is an easy game. So let's talk about what they also did, man. And I've seen this, and it makes some people upset, but I've always bragged about this to people when it comes to summoning for these characters in their initial banners. So all my characters I have normally are from their initial banner. I have not cared to summon for characters on reruns. A lot of people are big on reruns, and I think that's why we're stagnated on content and we getting reused content, because people keep wanting reruns. Now I understand if you start the game late and you wanted Ayaka or you wanted Shinha or you wanted whatever, I understand that because you started late. Now if you're someone like me who are a veteran who've been playing since day one, this stuff gets old pretty fast. But let's look at what they got. We got Dia first half. Second half, we get Mika. So some people was hoping we get Mika in this first half. That way, summon for Dia, you still would have got a new 4-star character, which also has a role that he fills. This character Mika, he is a dedicated support for physical. As you guys know, if you watch my channel, I have a triple crown Eula. So for me, if I had to summon for Mika, it's not going to be a problem because I already have a triple crown Eula. Now, if you guys know what's happening in the second banner, for first side note, it will be with DEYHA, but I don't want to talk about side note. That's on another note. But second banner, you're getting Ayaka and Shinhao. Now, those two characters go together, but mostly when you're free to play or someone who's a light spender, you're normally summoned on one banner. And I said you're not really summoned on multiple banners unless you're well, you got money. Money's not a problem to you. But the thing is, Mika, who's going to be on their banner, is he doesn't work well with none of them. So a lot of people who have seen leaks or people who have looked at certain things auto assume that Eula's going to be coming with Mika. And guess what? There's no Eula. So you're kind of messed up there. So that's what you got to understand. Like I said, I got my Eula. I know she had one rerun. This was going to be her second one if she would have reappeared. But I got mine in the first time that she came out. So same thing with Hu Tao right now. And Yelan, people are summoning for them. I got them when they first came out. These characters are not hype. These characters are not, oh my God, is this? Like I said, I don't blame you if you missed them the first go around because you didn't have the Primo Gems or whatever the issue was, but they're not hype. This was MiHoYo's new character that they were supposed to, get hype and get the character going. But like I said, we can't fully judge this character until the final product. Another thing with this character, a lot of people have pointed out, people with sensible minds are saying that this character is unfinished. A lot of what she's going to do may not apply to the base game in the state that it is right now. So if you get this character, she may not fit in certain comps or things that may not work, only certain ones, which that's how certain characters are. Same thing with Nilou. You're going to use her in a, Dendro team and water. That's what she built for. I'm pretty sure DEYHA is going to have her own niche setups as well. But is that setups is going to expand for her as they roll out newer characters? I believe that's where her gate is going to open. I think she will be limited in the beginning, like most people talk about how Electro was very limited, especially until Dendro came out. So Dendro has helped a lot of elements come back into the mix that react with Dendro. She does for Virgin. You guys seen her with Melt. Who knows how it's gonna work for Vape, but who knows? If you want to go Overload, you can go for Overload. Now, this character is solid how she works. We just hope that she's playable on any ends, whether she's very good at supporting the pyro application or doing base damage. So same thing when people talk about, like I said, with CBTs, is that a lot of times they start them off very strong and then they gradually nerf them down to try to make sense of the situation. So a lot of people said this about Al-Haytham and some other people. Oh man, this person's too broken. And then they eventually nerf them down a little bit. And then they release them as the final product. And then people's like, oh man, he's pretty decent. He's okay. He's good. So we'll see when the character finally comes out. Of course, it's a waifu, so some people will just stick to that. But I always tell people it's about the design to me. I like DEYHA as a character. Like I said, her design is smoking. But how she's going to play is really going to make me see if I'm going to summon for her. So more than likely, I have her guaranteed on my my free to play account, so I may just go ahead and get her on there. But if she turns out to be pretty solid to where the character is not a ripoff and the character actually does something different, I'm going to get her on my main account without any issues there. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do, man. Talking about the new event that came out. I don't really care about the Wind Bloom events. You can do those on your time, just to get, gems and books and everything you need for your teams. But this character specifically, like I said, we'll have to see till they finally come out. A lot of people are judging this character early. I don't think you can do that. But, anybody can play any character they want and have fun. And this is the last reference I was going to make because I mentioned Sino, who's going to be with her and her banner release. A lot of people have bad things to say about him as well, because he has one unique playstyle. He is a selfish DPS. He don't support other units. Same thing. He has an element that can be nullified, and you know, it doesn't do anything. But there are some people who have put C6 Sino R5 weapon, build them with Dendro, and use them that way, and that's their main team. You would say someone who maybe has played the game would say, why would you build Sino over Raiden, who's better all around, even better in damage, even better in C6 scenarios? Because you can build whatever character you want. You don't have to have Raiden. You can build Sino because Sino's in the game and you can use him the way you want to use him. And that's what people got to understand. Everybody don't need to summon for the same thing. If you want to summon for DEYHA, summon for DEYHA because you want to summon for DEYHA, not because somebody told you to. So that's the video I want to make about her. Like I said, man, we'll see when she finally come out. I'm going to do the test and we'll see if we can get her on either accounts depending on how she plays and her team. So thank you guys once again. I know this was overdue. I remember they first came out with drip marketing. I told you guys that I was going to come out with a video, but I did want to get more news, official news from Hoyoverse before I can make that video. So I'm glad we was able to deliver that today. Like I said, if we get, positive reception on this video, like I said, I don't cover Genshin too much because there's always some drama. But, if we get good news on this one, like I said, I can make some more follow-up videos on videos like this. Like I said, when she comes out, of course. But if you guys just want some quick things where, maybe I didn't discuss it in this video, let me know in the comments and I can probably make a second video, a part 2 or something like that, and go over that. So I appreciate everybody here listening. If you make it to the end of the video, thank you very much. Catch you in the next one. Peace out. Have a great day.